Okay, hopefully this thing works. Um, it's been quite a long time since I've made a video of any sort. Um, I wanted to talk about why I stopped making videos and stopped doing a whole lot of anything, really. It comes down to energy, basically. For the past couple of years, I've had problems with my energy levels. I just thought I was getting older. I had to cancel my bike tour. That was rough and depressing, honestly. Um, I have so many updates. I'm going to try to keep this short, but I just want to make videos again and do fun things, and I want to be good at capturing moments when I go do interesting things. I'm planning on going to Pennsic War next year, which is a 10,000 person medieval city that pops up in the middle of Pennsylvania, and they have big battles and everything. So I need to practice, and that's what this is going to be. Although I feel like I don't know where to look. I do have a nice background, though. We've got a nice little shelter. So, where to even start? Basically, I was really depressed, and I could barely function. I haven't been able to work right. I was unable to walk properly for a couple of weeks or at all for like a few days. And then sciatica or something like that. Something going on. I've got old back injuries that I had x-rayed on, and I got all that diagnosed. I got diagnosed with a couple other things that I don't want to go into. Hopefully the wind noise isn't too bad. I'll try to speak up. I'm in a very windy park in Illinois. So I got back on my feet. I got a little job as a cook for about a year. I was in a relationship for a couple of years. Didn't work out, sadly. Not going to go into that either. And I ended up moving out to Illinois. I had a buddy out here who I met online, was bugging me for a couple of years. I've known him. I was like, hey, I've got a room if you want it. Rent's cheap, nice area, far away from Ohio, fresh start. We got a nice dog, cute little dog. So I took him up on that. I took all my savings. Unfortunately, it took all of my savings to get out here. Grabbed me a U-Haul rental truck, loaded it up. I used my e-bike and trailer to haul my totes of stuff into a storage unit, and then loaded that into the U-Haul. I made a new friend the day before I moved. I'd met them a week before for the first time. They got a hold of me online and said, hey, let's meet up. I'm not too far away. So I made a new friend, spent a whole day with them before moving out here. My last day in Ohio was actually beautiful. I spent it with a new dear friend who's actually the closest friend I have right now. But I don't like to say things like that, but people, I don't know. It feels bad sometimes to say you have like best friends or closest friends, but they're close in different ways. You have different bonds with different people, but I have a new dear friend that I talk to every day. I moved out here to Illinois. Been keeping in contact with them, keeping in contact with people from Ohio. I got to see my foster mom again for the first time in like 10 years, which was beautiful. Like, that was a lovely day. Spent a 3-week vacation back in Ohio, just kind of relaxing and goofing off, and went hiking for the first time since I had my back problems and couldn't walk right. We did some serious hiking at Mohican Park out in Ohio. And then we ended up, I actually sprinted for the first time in years, since probably 2018. Just went out into an open field that night after hiking. Felt good, and we just started running, and then ended up wanting to see if I was still fast like I used to be when I played football and soccer and everything. I still beat them in a foot race, even though I weigh about 100 pounds more. But they'll just claim that they're not athletic. That's fine. We all know I'm fast. I don't feel fast, though, but I still got it, I guess. And then moved out here, joined a little medieval organization, medieval reenactment organization called the SCA. Apparently they don't like you to talk about them in certain ways on video, and you need like consent forms for anyone else involved, but I'll deal with that later. But joined them, making some friends there. They put me to good use last night cutting pieces of leather for a suit of armor that I found out as I was making it was actually for me. I didn't even know. So they just gave me this beautiful big chunk of leather and said, here, cut these pieces out and mark the holes and punch it and everything. And so I ended up making parts for my own future armor so I can actually do combat, the heavy combat, which is like you take a certain type of wood and a big pole and you make a sword out of it and you pad it and whatnot, or you put the padded armor on it and you just beat the snot out of each other like they used to do in the Middle Ages and medieval times. I'm not going to describe that well, but it's essentially combat training. You just go and fight each other and build a medieval city in Pennsylvania every summer, Pennsic, which I want to go to next year. I can't go this year. I can't afford it. And been staying busy with that. Man, it's so nice out. I don't even want to be on the camera. I don't want to be talking. I just want to look at things. I sit out here every day at this park near the house and just kind of look around. It's just beautiful. Kind of give you a little view here. And this is almost right next to the house. I can just kind of walk down the street a little bit and go look at some critters and some trees and the beautiful scenery and get my fresh air. I'll come out some mornings when I'm actually feeling up to it or when I'm not working on something and just sit out here with my coffee, instant coffee and ice cold water because lazy and I like cold. And I'll just sit out here on my favorite bench every day, every chance I get, sometimes multiple times a day, and just sit and think, get away from the computer. I started a little business, which I'll go into later. It's still very early on, despite having it for close to a year. I've got the LLC, I've got the name and everything secured. I've got the business website through Shopify, credit card processing, business checking and savings accounts. The tax accounts are all set up. Everything's done. The only thing that really needs done is the website needs overhauled and more blog posts. I need to fix the layout, put what services I plan to offer and all that, and then continue the product development. But it's going to be product design and production, most likely electronics, circuit boards and whatnot. I like automation systems. I like being able to automate things and free up my own time and energy. So I think that's what I want to do for myself and others. I've got a couple of tools, software tools I made that are already up and running. I'll release those eventually. And for the time being, I'm just kind of riding around on my touring bike here in Illinois. Someone stole my cargo e-bike, so that was fun. They stole it right out in front of the hotel downtown. And they don't have cameras or bike racks or anything to lock it to, so someone just, I'm guessing, walked up with a couple of buddies, picked up the 100-pound bike, threw it in the back of a truck and drove away and cut the locks off later. So that's gone. I'm assuming that I'll never see that, or the 2 huge batteries, or the expensive toolkit, or my helmet, or any of that ever again. So that's gone. But it forced me to strip down my other e-bike, since I don't have any batteries anymore, and turn it back into a pedal bike. So I stripped it down, overhauled most of it, and I've just been zooming around on that thing. And I actually made my normal errand run 3 minutes faster on my pedal bike than I did my cargo e-bike, which cruises at 20 miles an hour. So apparently I'm faster pedaling than that thing is with a big motor, which I find hilarious. So it's been getting me back in shape. I couldn't handle even the smaller hills here when I first started riding. Like the first time I rode, I barely make it up these hills at the park. And then last night, after a meeting to work on armor and everything, I had to tackle a pretty big, long hill, and I didn't really notice it. I just powered up through it like nothing. I feel my legs getting stronger. My My back gets a twinge in it from time to time, but never from the bike. It's usually if I'm sitting too long. So I'm going to just keep training. The goal is still to get into bicycle touring, but I'm going to have to be far more careful about it. It's going to be like day rides, maybe a couple days at most. I want to make sure I've got a few $1,000s in the bank if I go fairly far from home. When I go out west to ride, even if it's just for like a couple of days, I'm going to rent a car and just drive myself, my bike, and my gear out west, out to like northern Arizona or something, or maybe Joshua Tree, California. Just save up the money, drive myself out there, return the rental car somewhere or park it for a couple of days, and then just go explore, and then get another one to come home, or fly out with the bike, or whatever's cheaper and more fun. I don't think I could physically handle touring across the across the US on a bicycle, but if I manage my energy carefully, I should be able to go for a week-long trip or so. I'm hoping to ride back to Ohio in October and stay for a couple of weeks, maybe a month, but that's about a 500 and something mile journey to where I want to go from where I'm at, and I'll budget 10 days for that. But the last time I rode a touring bike, I would ride for at least 8 hours a day, and my longest ride was 110 miles in one day, and I can feel that strength coming back, so I should be okay. As long as I can find places to camp and make sure I have food and money and plenty of water, I should be good. Problem is riding out in the heat, so get me a sun hat, or I've got, I call them safari shirts. They're basically sun shirts that I wear over top of my main shirt. They're SPF rated, and there's just little stuff like that I can do to make it easier. But I think that's about it. I got my hair cut. It's shorter now. It was super long. It's gray. It's very, very gray. I like to tell all the little kids that come up to me and point out my gray hair that it's from dealing with them. And they either don't get it or they get a good laugh out of it. And yeah, I think that's about it. I moved to Illinois, SCA, split up with the past girlfriend, made some new friends, had my bike stolen, my e-bike, pedaling around on my normal touring bike. Oh yeah, I think I'm having metabolic issues. I've got a good friend who's researching that now, looking into it. Apparently, if I don't eat enough carbs, I just crash really hard and I'll just sleep for like hours. I went on a keto diet for about 2 months and it was fine for a while, and then just a couple months in, I lost all energy, and I was sleeping all the time, and I couldn't really function or get anything done. So I broke the keto diet and went back on carbs, just whatever I could find, rice and healthy carbs, and then cereal at night because it would cause me to crash and sleep fairly well. And this person is studying long COVID and the effects of that and the metabolic issues that could come with it, and some other diagnoses that I've had that could have metabolic issues. And if I don't eat enough, I just crash. So I gained a little bit of weight, which sucks. I'm trying to get skinny again. I feel I can see it in my face. I gotta trim this stuff down, but that's what the bike is for. That's what the touring is for. And I've found ways to work around the energy crisis of my own body. And I just eat more, and I'm okay with that for the most part. I like eating. I like cooking. I was a cook at my last job. I like feeding people. So I'm just going to eat more food, try to eat healthier, and then ride my bike as much as I can. And it's going to be hot, though. It's going to be real hot. We just got out of a heat wave. So, yeah, I'm just getting up from a nap after a big multi-hour crash, so hopefully this all is coherent. Yeah, I'll do another video here soon. I've got some big projects I'm working on. One of them is almost completely done. It just needs documentation and put on the website and distributed and all that. Got gnats touching my face. I'll be doing some bicycle travel videos here soon once I hit the road. Just a lot going on. I've been hesitant to step in front of the camera due to honestly crippling depression, and I don't want that energy coming through the camera, so I just don't get in front of it. I've been feeling good lately, other than these bugs touching my face. And I'm trying to define the goal of this channel, and it just needs to be something helpful, entertaining if possible, and it needs to put some goodness into the world. I don't want people to see me suffering or struggling or depressed or down, and I don't want to bring other people down, so I just don't film. But I've been doing a lot better, and I've been struggling with that. Like, if I feel like crap, I don't want to be in front of the camera. I don't want to make other people feel bad, but I can't always be super happy and excited like I am sometimes. And when I am super happy and excited, I'm usually so busy in something else that I don't think to record anything, and it doesn't get recorded. So there's that. So I think I need a camera operator and to just think about video production more often. But yeah, that should do it for this one. I've got to get ready for my meeting tonight. I'm doing a little more heavy combat training and getting hit with big sticks and whatnot. I got to rest up and stretch and all that. But I'll post something else again here soon. I was going to go out today and film something else, but I lost a few hours to that crash because I didn't eat breakfast, which was dumb on my part. So I think I'll do it tomorrow. As of this recording, I don't know when it'll release. Excuse me. But yeah, I'm trying to film these so that I don't have to edit them. So they're going to be a bit rough for a while. If they're boring, don't watch. If you made it this far, great. Let me know what people want to see, because I've got a lot going on. All right, cheers.